Whoever needs to be, hi everybody, and welcome along. It's good to have your company today. My name is Paul Bottrell, and I am I'm the founder of Online Trading Profits, and it's my pleasure to be with you today. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, and that is different charts and different markets. We're going to talk about some recent markets, but we're going to talk about the difference in trading different markets. And look, if I could bring it to these charts, I want to talk about the differences. And I think most people in the world these days have seen this chart. This is a monthly chart of Bitcoin. And my suggestion to you is that what we see in Bitcoin is sharp moves up and sharp moves down. And when you compare that to a monthly chart on gold, we're starting about 210 in Bitcoin. We can't get any earlier, really. When we look at monthly charts on gold, what we see is we see long directional runs up, long directional runs down, bit of a box here, and then long directional runs up. And it makes gold actually a very good trend trading topic. You do seem to get genuine trend in gold. Now we're going to have a look next at the S&P 500. Now, what I'm going to ask you guys is, does this look like this? And given that they don't look alike at all, I think they provide us with really different trading conditions. Now, when you're trading something like the S&P 500 from 2008 to today monthly, basically what we see is we see a lovely trend up with some sharp moves back down, but not Bitcoin sharp, just a couple of, generally speaking, a retracement on the S&P has been 2 sharp days, 2 sharp months down, 2 sharp months down, 2 sharp months down, 2 sharp months down, and then it just reverts back to the trend. And trading that is a lot different than trading that and also trading that. So if you like, stocks and indices are different than commodities, are different than cryptocurrencies. I think most importantly for us are really different. Now, people really miss this. I think this is a very typical currency chart. This is Euro US dollar. Alexis, can you let the people into the room, please? This is the Euro US dollar. And what I would tell you is that I believe the Euro US dollar overall is in a large range, and that it's been in another range in here, and then another range in here. So that when you look at these charts, I think what we're going to find is that trading in these different products is really different and requires a completely different approach. Now, one of the things that I think really surprises people when you look at this chart is that this is the midpoint, by the way. This is the high in 2009, the low in I think it was 2016, the midpoint of that area. And it makes currencies really different because everybody talks about trend trading currencies, but really this isn't a long way from the middle. And what currencies tend to do is they tend to come back to the middle. And it's interesting, if I put this on instead of mathematically, if I put this on here as a kind of chart middle, technically the middle, then let me put that back on again, sorry. Then what we see is markets move away and move very quickly back to this midpoint, this 122.43 level. Now, when you're looking at currency charts, you can often find a mid-level going out and a mid-level coming back in. And these are pretty rough, but what it tells me is that if I'm trend trading the euro, once I've worked out whether my midpoint is going to be a technical midpoint or a mathematical midpoint, that it's really different. And what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to trade, for instance, going away from the middle at full risk from here to here, because it does this. It goes to here and it comes to here and it comes to here and comes to here. But once I get above the level here, I'm looking to cut my risk because really the upside is quite limited for me. But I'm always looking to come back to the middle at full risk. Look how quickly this comes back to the middle. I've got Alexis with me. I'm going to ask her to just mute people as they come in, please. So one of the things that really interests me in as a currency trader to know is Look how quickly, when it gets away from the middle, how quickly and directly it comes back to the midpoint. How quickly and directly it comes back to the midpoint. How quickly and directly it comes back to the midpoint. Now it hesitates here, but then it just goes bang straight back up, and from here, bang straight back up. So for mine, trading from the extremities back to the midpoints is a full risk game, but trading from the middle out past this level here, these halfway levels, is a half risk game. So how I would trade a currency chart is very different. If you do this to all the majors, these charts are remarkably similar, where really all the currencies over a decent period of time range, but over a decent period of time, stock markets are inflationary and they go up. So we're trading those in a really different way. And what we're looking to do is to get long and potentially, instead of having stop losses at the bottom of our bars, to have double positions short. So what we're looking to do is to follow this up, and underneath that bar there, get put short and take some money down here and find an opportunity to get long. And when a bar closes below a previous bar, get short and take some money, and then wait to get long and to carry it up. And when a bar closes below a previous bar, close those positions. Nothing, nowhere to go there. We'll lose on that one, I imagine. Get long, go up. When a bar closes below, doesn't really happen here, I don't think. Continue up, continue up, continue up. We're looking for a bar to close below a previous bar as a sign that momentum here is changing. When that one cuts through there, get short, take the little run back down. So the way we're trading commodities, stocks is really different. Sorry, stocks is really different to the way that we'd be trading Forex. And if you're coming into the market and hoping to be a trader, you really need to understand this stuff. Gold again. What we're looking to do with gold is to trend trade. I don't know why I've got an EMA on this. Sorry, guys. These are, I'll just bounce it off. Actually, I'll just, trend. So this is why you see these gold specialists who are trend traders who do really well. Really, people will tell you that gold's been chopping around. Well, the two monthly bars tell us here that gold has not been chopping around on the way down, on the way up, and it didn't chop around on the way down, right? It got down here in a hurry and it's bounced off it in a hurry. And in between times, what it's done is given us these beautiful cyclical moves. And I want to talk a little bit about cyclical moves, you know. Here's a slow move up and a slow retracement, and a slow move up and a slow retracement, and a slow move up and a slow retracement. And that's what trend looks like. And that's why it's really important. Trend is slow moves up and slow moves down. Bitcoin, when I'm trading Bitcoin, is completely different. So we're on gold. We're just looking to hold our longs and go the distance, really, and look to buy the pullbacks on gold. Buy the pullbacks, and then move down. It moves down. Sell the retracement, sell the retracement, sell the retracement, sell the retracement. Move up. Buy the pullback. Buy the pullback. Buy the pullback. Buy the pullback. You know, so you're trading that in a really different way to the way you're trading the euro, because that chart and that chart are not the same, right? Even though in here we do have some areas where it looks like there's a bit of a range that you could create, overall we've seen really solid moves. Bitcoin, completely different. Bitcoin for mine, it's the one that all the retail traders are going through, but it's the hardest, because during this move, you've just got to hold on and hold on and hold on and hold on. But boy, if you try and hold on to this, it's tough. And there's a lot of cryptocurrency traders who have held on through this, given back a lot of profit, but they've just held on because history tells them that if you hold on in crypto, in the long term, it works out. Now, that is a philosophy that may not work forever. That's a philosophy that will work for now, but may not work forever. Another thing I wanted to show you today was this. And I'm going to use the Aussie chart. I could use just about any currency chart I want for the last few weeks, but I'm going to use the Aussie. Alexis, can you let Sue in and mute him, please? Now, I want to talk about the difference between, as I see it, between trend and chop. And one of the patterns that I look for most often in charts is I like to see, if I see a decisive move, a decisive bar, followed by a hesitation, followed by a move back into the bar, then as far as I'm concerned, this is my range. And I've seen the decisive move, I've seen the indecision, and I've seen the move back into the bar. And that stops me trend trading until I get a full breakout and a chance to get back on. And one of the things that's happened in the last few weeks is we've seen a lot of people trying to trend trade this and calling this a lower high. But really, for me, this move here tells me that this has got to be watched really carefully. And look, if you go back over gold, in this case, 2 bars up, hesitation, doesn't break out, sideways. And if you look at this for mine, one of the things I want to talk to you about, and you can do this on any one of these charts, right? So that needs, I can bring up any one of these charts that you guys want, and I can show you where we've bounced up, pulled back into the bar and stopped, and then gone sideways. Here, big bar up, pull back into the bar, hesitation, got to wait. I mean, that does give you a bounce, but I wouldn't be taking it personally. So this pattern that we're seeing, and it's completely different. We can do it on any one of these majors that we want to. Let's have a look at some US dollar options. US Swiss, let's have a look back up at US CAD just up there. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. That should fill in for me a lot more quickly than this. Must be a bit going on with the stream, guys. Sorry, this is taking a while to fill in. That should fill in. And same thing here. Here's our decisive bar. Here's our hesitation. Move back into the middle of the bar. And then nothing happens for a period of time. And one of the things I want to make a point to you guys is that this looks really different, for instance, to this. Decisive bar, breakout, move up, right? Decisive bar, breakout, move up. Decisive bar, hesitation into the bar, range. And if we go back and have a look at our friend the Aussie here, if we go back, I want to show you this. This is what trend looks like. Slow move up, slow retracement. 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 Slow move up, slightly quicker retracement. Slow move up, slow retracement. These 2 bars extend. This bar comes back into the middle and we range. I think when you're looking for an understanding of what's going on in charts, people generally and traders generally misunderstand the difference between that, which is how a trend looks, and this bar here, which they think is the start of the next move down. And if that extends, that puts in another bar in that direction and pulls back, I'm all over it. But if it hesitates or just cuts back into the bar, it's a different world for me. I would often try and trade this bar back to the top of that bar. That's where it normally goes. So I think one of the things we need to understand for those that are struggling at the moment is what this stuff looks like and what is what. And look, there's no rules in trading. Nothing is always a certain way. Here's another lovely bit of trend, slow move up, slow move down, slow move up, slow move down, slow move up, slow move down. So we get through this and we get the extension there, obviously follow. And while we see extension here in a bar that comes back to the middle, we get follow through down to the bottom. That interests me at the bottom of the decisive bar. Move up, pull back, bang. Move up, pull back, bang. Pull back, move up. And again, this one, a little bit different for this one, right? Because it does extend and it does hesitate and it does pull back into the bar. It would probably hold me out until we got above here. I'd get back in here. But what I'm trying to do as a trend trader all the time is I'm trying to avoid the boxes. It's one of the first things I learned from Julian. By the way, nice move down here. Slow move down, retracement. Slow move down, retracement. Move down, And then all of a sudden it's over. Big bar, big bar, big bar. That is no longer a downtrend, right? So I think when we're looking at these charts, decisive, oversized bars are a really important signal for us. but they need follow through for us to want to get involved in those moves. Alexis, anything from you?
I think this is interesting, Paul, because I think we get a lot of questions about whatever we learn. For example, on forex, can we use the same techniques? Can we use the same strategies on stocks, on commodities? So I think understanding the way different markets behave will give us the answer on what can we translate, to different markets in terms of as a strategy or as price action or even as basic fundamentals of the psychology of trading different markets.
Yeah, look, I think that's one of the things, and truthfully, at the end of the day, one of the things that you really can do is you can trade with some similar type styles. But what you do need to do is understand where you are in those markets. That gold chart, you can trend trade beautifully, right? And we often talk about forex traders as being trend traders, but you'll notice in our recent strategy changes, we've taken the trailing stop loss out of that strategy, out of the new wave rider strategy, because really the charts don't encourage people to do that. They don't encourage people to be trailing stop losses, because really what they do is they chop. They go up and they come back down, and that's the difference between a currency market. Again, I think these charts, it's brilliant fun to have a look at, aren't they? Literally there are people out in the world that are trying to trade that the same as they're trying to trade that. And so I'll get back to the monthly on that. If that has got if you like, it's got a really established range there, a box there, another box. They're slightly different ranges, but overall it's just range. And we're trying to trend trade these things, and you can trend trade them. This is a long move, don't get me wrong, but there's not the same degree of follow through with this that there is with that. To be honest, you can be a bloody awful trend trader and make some money in this, right? How the hell do you go wrong? So it's about understanding the market that you're in and the way you do want to trade it and the approach to it. Here, if I'm in this, I'm looking to trail stop losses. I'm looking to give it space to pull back a little bit and keep me in so I can get on the next step. And if I get knocked over, I'm just looking to get straight back on the buy, right? One thing I know, we talk about this a lot, right? Markets, and they're talking about stock markets. Up the stairs, down the elevator. Up the stairs, down the elevator. Up the stairs, down the elevator. Down the elevator. Down the elevator. Down the quick, but not quick like this. My God, how you trade this stuff, you really do have to have some guts. You've either, I think, with Bitcoin, got to stay really tight or give it some space. Is there anything you want to share before we wrap it up and start getting ready for our next session on people who are learning to trade, people are coming back to trading after a break?
I think the last, probably one thing I would like to wrap up is I have learned quite a little bit from Shukri as well as from Gordon on the behavioral, the way markets behave. So Gordon's our new stock guy that you have actually brought him into the team. So he has got very interesting takes on stocks, right? And Shukri is another brilliant guy from the crypto side. Again, crypto behavior, and finding out more about crypto is there. So I think with this knowledge and wealth of experience that you have infused into the team, if you are interested in trading stocks, if you are interested in trading cryptos, it's time to make a plan. So we have a plan for trading forex, right? And of course, the plan that you use for your stocks, the plan that you use for crypto, it has to be a different plan. You can't trade three very different markets on the same plan. So if you have intention of trading different markets, then we have to start exploring different plans for different markets, which I think is something we will talk about more in our next session later.
Yeah, look, I think one of the things you touched on, Nick, I really like is that, really we've got inside the team, you guys know the Forex team, you guys have all dealt with them before. There's institutional traders like Julian, we've got Andrew, the gold, the magician, really had an amazing year last year. There's traders like Alexis who are fundamentalists, really creative people like Lloyd. There's Paul Hutton on the Daily Wave Rider who's really structured. We've got a number of really high-class traders who are involved. But you're right, people like Gordon, that's he writes the most read stocks newsletter in the world. He doesn't just write a stocks newsletter, he writes the most read stocks newsletter in the world. And getting access to these kind of people is really important. And again, we all know Shukri. Not only has he made $1 million in the last year, but he's got one of his students making over $2 million in the last year. So having these kind of guys available is a big thing. And if you guys are around on the weekend, I do encourage you. Saturday is learn to trade crypto with Shukri. So that's not put your money into a wallet and invest it. That's put your money into a trading account and actively trade it, like we would actively trade Forex. His record for the year on that has been over 400%. And on Sunday, Alexis is doing a day for us for people who've had a break from trading. And I really encourage you. We're about to spend an hour talking about it. We'll be back on it on Sunday. If you've had a break from trading, come and join us when we talk about it. Come and join us on Sunday and get back into it. Just remember, if you're trading with us, you trade with no risk to yourself on losses. And all you need to do is get back into it and get better, and good things can follow. Look, I would, before I jump out of this, I would really like to thank you guys for joining us today. You guys know we're planning on using this as a little bit of one of the marketing companies going to pick a little bit of it up, and I appreciate you coming in and spending some time, particularly those of you that got on camera. It really does help with this kind of stuff, so thanks for being in. I hope you've got some value out of it. The point wasn't to do some marketing stuff. The point was to share some stuff that I think is really topical at the moment. It feels to me like we've got a lot of people trend trading choppy markets and the Forex and getting chopped up, and being able to identify the difference between a chop and a trend, I think is really important. And I can show you on a chart. It looks really simple, but live it takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of practice to really get that stuff. So I really encourage you to go back and have a look at what trend looks like and what chop looks like on your charts, because identifying when to be in markets and identifying when to be out of markets is really important. And look, I was talking to Adam, who will be joining us on the mentorship pathway soon, I think, as a teacher. And he was saying, that all trading methods work. You've just got to trust your risk management when things are bad and trade really well when things are good. And it's really easy to forget that. If your strategy is struggling, trust your risk management, keep it under control, and wait for it to start working, and then really make your money. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back in 3 minutes. So I'm going to jump out of this so I can jump into the next one. We'll be back doing Meet Your Trading Experts. We're going to be talking about getting back into trading. Alexis is my guest. I think we may have coming into the session Lloyd, Ainsley, Chloe. We may hear from Simon and Shukri as well. A few of the team talking about what it's like coming back after break and the reason they do that. I encourage you guys, if you can, to come and join us. There'll be a prize draw for that. Thanks very much for seeing us here. We'll see you back in the other one in about 2 or 3 minutes. Thanks, everyone. See you all. Bye.